Leipzig, Big Snips can still win this if they now score 2 games. Ooh, that's an unusual map. We're gonna play in the ice cave.
Oh, yeah. That's very interesting because without Bass House this map is actually like not annoying. Because with addition of Bass House, it also changed it so many of the old maps that previously were pretty good, like very playable, then suddenly became a less playable experience, basically very annoying because they required a long connection to some expansion for it to play nicely, and with Bass House present, connecting to anything at the start of the game is very, I mean, maybe not very difficult, but it's just very annoying because Bass House keep cutting off your expansions and you kind of have to beat a lot of structure and then rebuild it when it gets destroyed. It's not very pleasant experience, but now without Bass House, this map I think will be actually pretty cool to watch.
Right, so we are in round 2. Sides have swapped. Now we have Leipzig on the left playing Overdrive versus Big Snips playing Seep. Seep is an interesting choice, so I assume this is going to be rockets rather than silos, because there's not that many silo spots on this map. Like you can just stick like 1 there on the bottom. And 1 on the top, I guess. Let's see. In any case, I don't think I've ever seen this map played in any official event. I might be wrong.
Yeah, it was played just a really long time ago. It was played in tournaments, but it was at the time when I didn't even play this game. I just watched it on YouTube, and I remember seeing it in tournament. So yeah, it definitely was played competitively, just a really long time ago. So yeah, you are right. There are probably like few spots when you can squeeze in additional missile on this map. Also, you see Leipzig managed to get all 6 mines, while Big Snips, I think failed to do so. I don't know, or maybe not. I think it's still possible to squeeze mine there. Maybe just or maybe it's just a spot for a missile. Yeah, I will just assume. Or never mind, it's pink tech. What am I even talking about?
Right, apologies everyone, because I just realized that the stream had to be started only just now because of technical problems. So we didn't stream the first round, unfortunately. That's a shame. Big sorry for that. In any case, here's round 2. We have Leipzig versus Big Snips. Leipzig already won the first round. So it's a 1-0 for Leipzig. It's a best of 3.
Oh, it's all the other stuff we didn't stream.
Unfortunately, no. Yeah.
Man. I was yapping so much.
Yeah. Sucks to suck. Alright, so let's make up for it.
Yes. I think another cannon stack battle. Or maybe we will see 20s on that map.
Yeah, that's actually strange. Big Snips is playing Seep with munitions plant?
Yes, maybe rackets, maybe, but it's, I don't know, rackets don't make that much sense. I don't think. I have no idea what was that.
Just for everyone's information, as part of the rules of this tournament, we are now playing without Moonshot. So that means no bossos. And no howitzers. And no commanders from Moonshot. So no Phantom, no Buster, no Moonshine. Which is one of the reasons why everyone is selling all the armor, since no bossos.
Yeah, no bus house means that basically everyone's free to build these long expansions from background bracing, and nothing can really destroy it. Besides maybe plasma laser, but it's not a real threat, especially because it comes later in the game, and also it doesn't destroy nearly as much background for the cost it takes to fire it. So yeah, basically everyone is free to build as much of background as he pleases.
I still question the choice of Seep. Like,
Yeah,
for the strategy Big Snips is going with, Seep does nothing. Like, none of the abilities of Seep are in play. And yeah, we have another cannon stack battle. Exactly. And Rabzik is, again, outrunning Big Snips in the build order. Already has like 3 cannons building, like in the
yes,
previous round.
it is a repeat of previous game. Also, I think
So,
they
our audience didn't miss much after all, since it's the same game.
I mean, yeah, previous games were really fast, so
Yeah.
yeah. And I wish they maybe played with angles a bit more, because they just, I don't know, Pixips started building those cannons later. They could have placed them like on different angles so Ryabzik's cannons couldn't shoot them. I think that would be smarter play. Because
I don't understand anything that's going on here. Like, these cannons are not going to be hitting the reactor on both sides. I mean, they
yeah,
will be the
but
topmost one, yeah.
no, they will target mines though. And also, I don't know, maybe it's like gentleman's agreement or something.
Perhaps, yeah.
Like that.
Perhaps an agreement behind the scenes to how to play with some specific rules.
Because otherwise...
What is the purpose of this? I think Big Snips might have forgotten that there are no howitzers in play.
Yeah. Maybe. Or, I mean, these might be like sandbag shelves.
Maybe. In any case, shots have been fired. Not much has happened. A bit of damage has been traded. Those blinking struts make me uncomfortable. It's obvious that both players had not played much on this map, which is understandable, since I said that earlier, but I don't think it got recorded, that I don't think I have ever seen this map played in any official event.
It used to be played back when I didn't play. Oh man.
Exactly what I expected to happen.
Yeah, but this map,
That is
as
painful.
I said, I don't know if it was recorded. Did it record? I don't know, but anyway, I said it before that this map was played back when it was actually played competitively in tournaments back when I think he wants to destroy mines. Yeah, anyway, I think I know that with introduction of Buzzsaws, this map became kind of disgusting to play on, because
Yeah.
every expansion with Bass South at play, every expansion is very hard to hold in early game, or rather annoying to hold.
Big
It's
Snips activated the ability for nothing, since Seep does, does nothing without rockets or missiles.
it's. I mean, you see
Yeah,
what I.
it seems like Big Snips is practically conceding, not even extinguishing the fires. There's a couple of, like a bunch of 20mm cannons fully exposed.
Oh well.
Oh, he might still win this, I guess. Come on, extinguish, extinguish!
Goat.
He might still win this.
Nah.
Ah. Alright, so Rabzik won 2-0 and is moving on to the finals.
Yes, I wonder what next map is going to be. Now we have Alexander against Shuka. Am I right? Yeah.
Indeed, there's going to be Alexander versus Shuka. Next map is going to be Outstretch. Another
Look,
map.
they listened to me.
Yeah, another map which hasn't been played for ages in the official tournaments.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this one actually could be added back to the game because it doesn't have the issue of having very annoying expansion to hold.
Oh, hold on. Are we? No, we're playing Battlegrounds, actually.
Wait, come on. I was so happy.
That was a bait. Haha. Alright, so we're going back to the business as usual. It's going to be Battlegrounds.
Wait, because you are the host, so I baited you. It seems like.
Possible.
Yes, because oh my god, yeah. Never mind. That was stupid. But yeah, we will be playing on Battlegrounds instead, which is another interesting occurrence because this map was made when both Moonshot and Tons of Guns was already in the game. So. Yeah, this map probably, I don't think this one wasn't ever played competitively without Moonshot and okay, he's back.
And Shuka is back.
Yeah, it wasn't ever played without Moonshot competitively. So now we'll see how it plays out. And I assume it will also be a cannon stack. Because this has two expansions that are also kind of harder to hold with vassals in play, and without them, again, they pay off. Unless maybe they will go for nukes. Nuke spam would work too, I think. And missile spam.
We'll
Because
see.
firebeam is still in play, so we can
Indeed.
go for that.
So we now have Shuka on the left-hand side playing as Spook versus Alexander with Architect on the right-hand side. Both very, I would say, conservative commanders, very defensive. I would say from the commander perspective, the matchup is quite balanced. I would say normally Architect would have an advantage in form of the quick wood, quickly building structure, and cheaper too. The thing is, there are no Vossos again, since this is without Moonshot, so that is a little bit irrelevant in this particular game.
I think Archie still has advantage because on map with that much eco, yeah, with that much eco, Spook's ability doesn't actually steal that much, comparably to like standard eco maps. And also, yeah, you're gonna be placing a lot of weapons here, I assume at least. So the build speed, yeah, I think it will play a huge role. Also, Architect is kind of meta on this map, from what if I remember correctly, at least right now. So that's another factor.
To be honest, I wouldn't be able to say, because it's been a hot minute since I've seen someone play here competitively. I think... when was the last time this was in ranked rotation?
Last season, actually.
Right.
It's just...
I wasn't playing last season, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but from what I know, this was very popular commander on this map, so...
Right, so Shuka elected to not connect to the top expansion until after placing the first technology and the upgrade center, so they're going to be a little bit behind in eco, whereas Alexander only placed his workshop and upgrade center after building all the mines, so he's going to be in the lead in the economic department. So Shuka is definitely going to be, if things continue, is going to be firing the first shot. Which is exactly what Architect wants, because Architect with the charged ability can just speedrun the whole build order, thanks to the active with 300% build speed for everything. That's a popular tactic with Architect. Just go as slow as possible, commit to full eco, like 100%, and then just wait for the opponent to charge your ability and use it to catch up. Just frighteningly effective most often.
However, in this case, both players are going for very slow build orders, so it shouldn't play that much of a role. Though I guess Alexander can always go slower. He did go very heavy eco build.
Though something to note is that Alexander did not sell the armor in front of the reactor, which is something you would expect in a environment where a Moonshot is not enabled, since there are no bosses.
He probably just went with his standard build order automatically.
Muscle memory.
Yeah, muscle memory. He probably just didn't think about it.
That's a lot of windmills. On actually both sides.
Yeah.
So, not much is going on still at this stage. Shuka is playing Spook, so they know exactly what Alexander is doing. Which is not much at this point in time. Really, without Moonshot there's not really that much to be wary of, since the worst thing that can happen to you in the early game is an EMP, which is not in play in this case.
I mean, mortars too.
Or mortars, I guess.
Or nukes, or swarms. Like there are tons. I think there are ton of things that can happen in the early game.
Right,
just
so,
one goes for them.
Yeah, Alexander is placing miniguns at the top. He's placed up machine guns and upgrading them to miniguns. No idea what for.
I mean,
possibly
no,
for harassment.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, I think it's a very good idea, because look at how much. Also, Shuka's course exposed.
Yes, there's only a single strut of wood covering the reactor, and Shuka is not reacting to this. Yes,
Oh,
that's the worst case scenario. Alright, so scratch the reactor a little bit.
yeah, now he destroys turbines. Very good value from those minigunners.
Reactor is down to 43%. I'm actually surprised that Shuka didn't see this coming, because Shuka is playing Spook. So
Yep.
Shuka is being shown exactly what Alexander is building at every point in time, since Spook has this, you know, spy panel. Shows you the last built item, but it's like Shuka didn't even notice the miniguns are there, or maybe forgot to cover the reactor. Either way, the 43% damage on the reactor is a problem, but it's not a game ending at this stage.
Yeah, the
'Cause-
loss of 2 turbines is a bigger problem, I think.
Indeed. Although, something to remember is that Spook also has an ability to steal resources with the active ability, so so Shuka can just cede these costs over to Alexander and have the opponent fund their energy shortages.
Oh, also, about energy shortages, forcing out free shields is a pretty big deal too, I would say.
That's true. That upper expansion spot actually is compatible with back turbines. Oh, the technology has died. That was an upgrade center, I think. Once Shuka started building the front wood spam, it caused the base to shift a little bit and made the upgrade center hit the wall. That is a somewhat painful loss, though most of the mines are already upgraded, so it's not the end of the world.
Alexander making mortars. They...
Right. Alexander has opened fire
Yes.
with the heavy weapons.
Also, Shuka has free unupgraded mines because of upgrade center dying, so that is a problem for him.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not the end of the world.
And not the end of the world, but it does hinder him.
Shuka fires and misses. I'm not sure if that was a attempt to drop shot the cannon or was just a complete miss.
I think he attempted to drop shot it, but I'm not sure obviously.
I don't think this cannon is drop shotable, to be honest. Or maybe. We'll see if he's successful with this. Right now he has. Right now Shuka has to defend against mortars, and because he noticed that Alexander is preparing those. So right now Alexander is overwhelmingly in the lead when it comes to weapons.
Yep. Also, he's utilizing tier 1 aggression, which Shuka spammed a lot of gunners in response, so Alexander isn't even using mortars right now.
Alexander has enabled the active ability, no idea what for, since... Okay, he has just now placed the cannon. So... that might have been an accidental activation, maybe a blunder, I would say. Because there was nothing constructing at the moment when he activated the ability. Architect's ability charges slowly, so that is a big waste. Right, so at this point I think the game state is a bit somewhat balanced.
I'd say Alexander is winning. He has
Is winning, but only like slightly. It's 3 cannons versus 2 cannons. The mortars are already removed.
Yeah, but Alexander has much more structure and also energy production and metal production because Shuka lost his upgrade center. He doesn't have all upgraded mines.
True, but right now Shuka is almost like was on the verge of floating that metal away, so I don't think that the eco is a problem right now. Besides, Shuka,
And
let's not forget, Shuka has spook, so every time Alexander fires the cannon barrage, Shuka can activate the tax.
true. However, I still think, yeah, Architect is better late game than Spook, I would say.
I
Or
feel like this
maybe
is going
Alcalstic, I
to...
don't know. It just seems on this map especially. I think Archie is better.
Oh,
Almost
that was
drop.
almost a drop shot. I think it actually even connected, like it had a direct hit on the cannon. Shuka notices this and covers the cannon up from the top. This is either going to come down to a door snipe, or Alexander is just going to bury Shuka under an increasing cannon stack. I feel like that top cannon can actually die from splash damage.
It will. I assume it will.
Also, something to point out, we have a chat message from DJ who says, I heard Pan is a great host.
Well, shame I'm not hosting, obviously. Also, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that statement, but
Yeah, you're too humble.
I don't know.
Shuka
Also,
is trying to block the incoming damage with sandbags, which is not a bad idea.
Yeah, but he should have been half faster on that. They didn't really stop anything.
The problem
I mean,
with this many cannons is that even if you manage to block them with sandbags, the sheer amount of splash damage is going to destroy the background racing, the whole structure, until you have nowhere to place those sandbags. There we go. The defenses are breaking.
Unless door snipe happens, it's GG already.
Yeah, it's like it's 2 cannons versus 5, and whatever else Alexander decides to add to that. Alexander seems to be quite fond of cannon stacking. Every time I see him playing, it always ends up with this. If you allow Alexander to get an upper hand, it's inevitably going to end with 5 freaking cannons.
No,
Shuka is
selling.
selling the bottom cannon, probably because this whole platform is too deformed at this
He's
point.
going with surprise nukes up top.
It is an option.
But he's...
Though with Upgrade Center not being in play yet,
Oh, he tried one last time to drop shot, but I don't think it could succeed in this. Oh,
he finds the weak spot.
almost.
Just scratch the cannon a little bit. And there goes Shuka's last heavy weapon. Now Alexander shifts the target to Shuka's reactor.
And I assumed he's gonna place silos up top, but he didn't. Since he sold the mines there.
In the meantime, Shuka has managed to place a factory.
Now he's going with lasers, I guess, for door snipes.
Oh, there was a silo. Yeah, he is placing silos up top, which I don't suspect is going to make much difference, because Shuka is against the worst possible commander to use this tactic against. As in, Architect can just effortlessly, like the moment you see the laser,
Palm wood.
Yeah, just spam wood. It's just going to build nearly instantly and block the missiles. So you can pretty much ignore the warheads. And usually you would have to, when you do this, you would have to watch out for a buzzsaw.
Ooh, laser tech died.
Yeah. The Shuka's situation is progressively going from bad to worse. At this point, I don't see a solution to his problems anymore.
I mean, it's GG.
Also,
Honestly.
even if the... How much is this? 7 cannons? If the 7 cannons were already enough of an issue, let's not forget that there is a time limit. So, Shuka, if there was any remote chance of winning, Shuka would have to do it within 3 minutes and 37 seconds at this moment. Which I wouldn't bet my money on for that to happen. AP Sniper has been placed on the field, but I don't think this is going to have much impact because there's not a whole thanks to AP Snipe. The cannon barrage continues. Alexander is just in a comfortable situation where he can just do whatever. Just can casually fire his cannons at pretty much anything in Shuka's base and guarantee a win. This is Alexander is 100,000 damage versus Shuka at 22,000. And let's remember, when the time limit runs out, it's going to be up to damage who wins.
Indeed.
So Shuka would have to somehow suddenly deal 80,000 damage to Alexander just to break even. Alright, let's see. Shuka has one chance to have those missiles connect.
Alexander has anti-air on board already.
Indeed. So as if this wasn't hopeless enough, Alexander now has anti-air. And is now adding mortars. The factory dies again. Alexander just disagrees with Shuka having a factory.
Oof.
Trying to remove the anti-air with a sole minigunner. Just to add insult to the injury, Alexander activates the ability. Alright, let's see what a single nuke can achieve.
Maybe. No, never mind. Though, if it hit, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, no. I was thinking that there is a slight remote possibility of this collapsing, because that's an enormous weight, but such is not the case.
Yeah, Alexandra I think started to build it a little later there, but still he was able to build fast enough for it. Also Shuka chain fired his nukes.
Indeed,
Maybe
he's
if he...
stagger firing the nukes, which only exacerbates the problem.
I mean, he needed to deal this damage at once, because with how long pause between both nukes hitting were just Alexander managed to repair it enough so nothing really got destroyed.
And now Shuka is spreading targets. Alexander takes victory.
Yes.
fairly clean, decisive win by Alexander. That's just architect practice. Question is, what's going to be the next map?
I hope something old. Something
I
we
mean,
didn't see
it would
from
only be
before.
natural for ancient maps to be played. I mean, not really that old yet, because we are still yet to hit the final stage of this tournament where we're going to have no mods, because we still have tons of guns and repair station. I feel like most of these games are going to come down to cannon spam on both sides. And the next map is Desert Ruins.
Remember that in the next stage of tournaments, lasers and cannons will be in the same tech, so it actually will be combined lasers plus cannons. Maybe at some point we will see my most beloved map,
Which is
the
Skylands.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a feeling we might see that in this tournament.
Beloved, I say beloved, and I say beloved, but not really. I hated this map when it still was in ranked. But we may see it played with all the modern tech. By modern tech I mean by modern tech I mean
With modern techniques, modern
the building
gameplay.
techniques. Yeah, like
For
modern
now,
stuff.
we are on Desert Ruins, and we have Alexander versus Shuka. The sides have swapped. Now Alexander is on the left-hand side. And this is a mirror match. Both sides are going spook. Which I feel like is going to be another slow game. Especially since both sides are going with the same exact build order. Full eco, no technology yet on the field. Shuka is placing workshop. You know, I find it surprising that nobody has placed an armory yet, because I always felt like without Moonshot, the only reason why you might want to place workshop is if you want to go like missiles and mortars. Like you have already decided that you're going to build those, whereas armory always has some utility, because you can, you know, EMP and flak are always useful.
A flag not always, because it's useful only if opponent goes for something shootable, but
I mean, I guess, yeah.
but yeah, the EMP is like only early game harass option. I mean, not the only one, but like the most viable one, I would say.
There are some players that I've seen using the EMP quite effectively in the late game. Like Malm is very fond of keeping the EMP all the way up to the end game and harassing the weapons, especially in laser battles. That's a very useful play, since you are removing the risk of getting door sniped by deactivating the opponent's weapons.
Yeah, EMP is pretty useful. But oh, Shuka is actually going with something interesting.
Yes, a
It's
missile
the
silo stuck in a hidden spot.
Yeah,
Right above the reactor. Yeah, sneaky silo. Not a lot of players actually know that the silo actually fits there, in that spot. Granted, you have to remove a bit of the starting armor, which is not an issue in this match, since there is no Moonshot. You don't have to worry about buzzsaws. Will Shuka be upgrading that? Yes, I will be.
Alexander going for cannon stack again, and Shuka probably nukes plus lasers.
Yes, that's a pretty standard play on this map. A lot of people are placing silos and adding fire beams to cover the missiles. And color me corrected, Alexander actually does build an armory, and we can see that use case. We already can see the use case for an armory, since there's going to be nukes. Alexander is already placing flags to stop that.
Yeah, both players are. Also, I don't know if Shuka should have placed this sneaky nuke, considering he knows that his opponent is also Spook.
This is basically Shuka declaring that I know you are Spook and I don't care about it. I believe I am going to outplay your Spook.
Wait, how much? How far into the game does the Spook ability of can Spook see enemy commander?
I think it's after 30 seconds, if I recall correctly.
Well, then he. I don't think he should. Yeah, he already knew Alexander is Spook when he plays the missile silo. So yeah, I guess he just didn't care.
This information is not yet added to the wiki, so I don't know. But yeah, in any case, there is a delay, and where until like before the Spook player is shown what commander is the opponent. And we see that Shuka is adding a standard firebeam plasma combo to the nukes. A nuke singular, actually.
Yes.
2 firebeams and plasma laser. Alexander has just 1 cannon, because he had to invest into flags. So that's just 1 heavy weapon. Alexander has a smaller DPS output with that single cannon, but this damage output is guaranteed. There is no way to stop it. Whereas the warhead can be shot down, lasers can be blocked with the shield. So if Alexander plays this right, he can potentially avoid any damage. Although let's not forget that both players are Spook, so they will be stealing resources from from one another. Right, the first warhead is flying.
Oh, nice sniper positioning too. The top sniper from Alexander can shoot down Shuka's sniper on the back of the base. Also expansion disconnect, destroying flag.
Yes, that was an excellent combo, very well played. Shuka is ahead in the damage race with this.
Yes, I wonder if he will
Oh,
add...
that might be dead mines. Not quite.
Yeah, a bit too high with that plasma. Also one firebeam is dead. I wonder if he'll be adding maybe 1 more nuke instead of this mine at the bottom expansion.
Would have to sell 1 of the mines, yeah. So Shuka managed to deal some damage, in return losing a firebeam to a sniper. Okay. That was devastating. Both lasers lost.
It looked good for Shuka, but now it's pretty bad for him.
Shuka is again finding themselves in a predicament. Unfortunate turn of events. And now the warhead won't even fly, because there's anti-air on the field. Again, from bad to worse. Okay. Alexander keeps attacking those doors, but there are no lasers there anymore, aside from that one plasma laser that was just placed.
Still does good eco damage, so it's valid. And his cannon has only angle there, so that's the main reason he's shooting in this direction, not for the core. Or maybe not, maybe it's just probably better to shoot there anyway, because core is behind the wood spam. It's cheaper to repair, and shooting in those weapons does more eco damage anyway. And one cannon isn't going to break through to core.
Indeed. Alexander has a second cannon on the way. Something to note is that this map, this is one of the another map that was released sometime later in the game's lifespan. This is actually a map that was chosen as a winner of the map making contest made by Cronkinator.
It is a newer map, yes. So same as at Battlegrounds, this map wasn't played competitively without Moonshot, so that's another unusual match in that regard.
Oh, that was a mishap. Firing the nuke, executing the combo a little bit clumsily, shooting down their own nuke.
But he has firebeam, so he can actually... he has an actual chance of getting this nuke through all the flags and gunners.
Not even close.
I guess he has to door snipe. I mean, not has to, but he will probably door snipe Shuka. I mean,
it's another game where Alexander is approaching the game state where he can just casually do whatever he wants. Just keep firing cannons and he's gonna win. It's what I said earlier. Alexander has a tendency to build cannon stacks way often. Okay, that was an attempt to preemptively shoot down the warhead.
On this map in particular, I don't know if they... I think one of them could have gone for Seep. That would be pretty cool. Because on this map, basically you can get... on the bottom expansion you can get 2 mines and 2 silos with Seep. So it is like additional silo if you decide to go for them.
Oh, the nuke is gonna hit right into the base.
That was funny. So if Shuka had Seep, he could have 3 silos total.
Yes, and an ability that would make the nukes harder to stop.
I think... Also, I guess... Oof, that's rough.
Some reactor damage has been dealt. Not much, 5% damage.
On this map, I think that was viable strategy to go for here.
Oh yeah, I did see players going Seep on this map a couple of times with decent success.
Or maybe
But Shuka's case, that's not what happened, and Alexander is progressively uninstalling the opponent. Already lost some mines, lost most of their heavy weapons. Shuka now only has a single warhead silo and one plasma laser that's not yet in play even. One thing that, one problem with placing weapons in a spot like this is that you are creating a target for the opponent that has very high value, because, okay, scratch that, that was a vicious angle, allowed one of the cannons to be drop-shotted.
Matsuga still has no eco at all, so it would be very difficult to come back from this.
Managed to remove one of the cannons, but still, even with that, Shuka just cannot afford to keep going on just 3 mines, even with 2 of them upgraded. Another warhead is flying. I think Shuka tried to force the warhead to fly lower, because it is avoiding the background when you do that. But not sure what for. Seems Alexander recognized that there is a fat, juicy target right in front of the reactor. That's one of the problems, yeah. So when someone does that, placing a weapon in a spot like this plasma laser, you are creating a high-value target right in front of the reactor. The opponent no longer has to choose between attacking wood spam and attacking weapons platform, because they are one and the same. And it deals a lot of eco damage when you decide to fire a cannon there. Alexander tried to shoot down the warhead again by preemptively firing the machine guns. Wasn't successful this time.
I think he could try some sneaky rockets. Alexander, I mean. That would be pretty funny.
That is an option, although the sneaky part is kind of falling apart since both players are playing Spook. So there is not going to be anything sneaky in whatever these people are doing. Again, trying to fire to shoot down the nuke by firing the flak preemptively, but unsuccessfully. It gets stopped anyway. Shuka is adding another plasma laser. I don't think this is going to have much impact on the game at this point, since... Okay, yeah. And that's that is another problem with placing your weapon in wood spam.
That's unholy door snipe.
That was almost death. I'm actually surprised that it didn't straight up kill the reactor with this. Right, so Shuka is down to a single plasma laser in production. There's one warhead that gets stopped relentlessly. I think this is another game that will come down to the time limit unless Alexander manages to eliminate the opponent before that happens, which may very well happen.
I mean, Shuka technically can get a godlike nuke under Alexander's base.
Yeah, there is a possibility that this nuke might get through the anti-air screen and just veer upwards towards the reactor in that pixel wide gap.
It would have to get drunk first, so hit like one projectile and then go right through there.
I would have to get drunk to bet my money on this event happening.
I mean, there's always a chance.
You know, if you give something infinite amount of tries or infinite amount of time, low probability events become inevitable. But we do not have an infinite amount of time here, we have only less than 1 minute at this point.
Yeah, 50 seconds now.
At this point, I would say that Alexander might even just stop firing the cannons entirely, just to be safe, wall them off, and wait for the clock to tick down. What just happened to that nuke? Did he hit it with a sniper?
Yeah, I think he did.
That's amusing. "10 seconds left. One last barrage.
Oh, exposed plasma.
Alexander takes victory with 2-0.
And now we will see who gets the first place. I assume Ryabzik, but Alexander also. I don't know. I think Ryabzik gets it. At least so I suspect, but it may go both ways. Oh, never mind, it's a bronze match. So it's gonna be Pigsnips and Shuka. This bronze match best of 3 too, or no? Micro.
Yes?
Oh, I thought you got muted or something.
I was just messing about with the observer HUD. I have to manage both the stream and the observer HUD since I'm hosting the lobby.
Okay. I was asking if the bronze matches. Oh wait, what I was asking?
Something about the bronze match.
Yeah. The bronze match, does it? Is it without tons of guns?
I don't think so. I think it's still with tons of guns.
I mean, no, I think. Shouldn't it? Maybe ask, because it seems like it should be. It seems like it should be without it.
I'm asking 42.
Yeah, I see.
Okay, so we are getting rid of tons of guns and repair stations, so we are now entering the final stage of the
True
tournament.
vanilla. This is actually. Yeah, this one's actually pretty funny. I don't know if we will see any early aggression.
Yeah, I would say that it's actually more likely to see early aggression because you don't have the branching out tech tree. It's just only tier 1 tech, tier 2 tech with an upgrade center in between.
I mean, certainly there is no flag, so I guess it's. Yeah, no flag means it's less potential to being like hard countered. I mean, not hard countered, but you know, like flag is pretty good against missile spam, so it is I think maybe a factor in it. I don't know, but also there are no fire beams, which is a huge nerf I think to tier 1 in general. Because now you have to take this map control, you cannot just cover thing with... Oh, one player left. Oh, he
Okay, we have technical
just-
difficulties.
Yeah, one player crashed.
We're going to be playing on Ledge Grab, which is one of my favorite maps in the game. Curious to see how it's going to affect or be affected by lack of tons of guns.
I mean, this map, you know, maybe a lot more, maybe mortar spam, like a lot of mortars with Hurricane. I would maybe try that, because there are no flags, remember. You cannot punish, you cannot punish mortars with flags.
Indeed, but because normally you can just airburst the flag shells above the mortar pit and counter the opponent this way, but since there are no flags now, there is no threat of this happening.
Yeah, however, there is also no firebeam, which is a nerf to mortars. But I would still give it a try, even if I suspect something like another cannon stack battle, unfortunately, but I still have a hope that we will see something goofy. Something that would feel like, yeah, something that would feel like an old, old forts.
Throwback to the old times.
Yes. So maybe mortars plus nukes. I remember it. I remember Dranisian once had this pinch fist build order. That was pretty cool. The nukes plus the 2 silos plus mortars.
Yes, I still remember.
Huri.
Shuka is playing on the left again with Spook, and Pigsnips is playing Hurricane, so the possibility of the strat you've described is on the table.
I suspect, unfortunately, as I said, I suspect it's still going to be cannons, but I have hope. I have hope that we will see at least mortars, maybe, not only because it doesn't look like silos already, but maybe maybe flag.
So there will be no silos since we have all of the spots occupied by mines already. Really, it's I think this is a situation where it's the hardest to tell, like the most difficult to tell what players are up to, since there's without tons of guns, there's not even any like branches to choose from. The only thing you can do is workshop. Pigsnips is playing with the upgrade center, so perhaps that's either going to be eco or early aggression. Well, it doesn't have it does have the storages, so that might be a spot for factory. Come on. Another battery? What is Pigsnips doing? Floating metal. That's what he's doing. Okay, there are mortars.
Mortars. So after all, I got what I wished for.
And Shuka is also building mortars, albeit in a peculiar spot inside
Yeah,
the
but
base.
he's going... I wanted to say he's going for for laser tech, but there is no laser tech here.
I mean,
It's-
there is laser tech. He has the laser tech, but the thing is, without tons of guns, this is both laser tech and cannon tech.
Yeah, there are no 20 mils, there are no fire beams. It's basically just heavy weapons tech. You have plasma laser and a cannon.
A universal heavy weapons tech.
Yes, which also allows for mixing up cannons with lasers, which is pretty goofy to see.
Indeed.
Instead of laser firebeam laser combo, we have cannon laser combo.
Shuka has placed the mortars behind doors, which is something I have never seen before, to be honest.
Also, if I were Pixims, I would stagger fire these mortars. With the new gunner AI, I found it to be more consistent way of getting them through, honestly. Because even if at some point one of them lands on gunner, they get value.
Indeed, they even
Oh.
the loss of okay, right. So Shuka has retaliated, killing one of the mortar launchers.
I mean, they were really sneaky, because I mean, who would expect mortars from there? But
Yeah.
also he added 2 doors on top of them, which is kind of questionable. I mean, there is AP sniper on the side of Pixims, but still.
Oh, okay, that's dangerous. Pick seems managed to dig through with the miniguns. Now the reactor is getting hit by the AP sniper. 40% health.
Honestly, I find this to be more interesting than just tons of guns, because just tons of guns without Moonshot just feels like more boring Moonshot. But actually, pure vanilla is kind of slightly different game with how progression goes, because you have everything at your disposal, and I mean, it kind of is a bit more boring in a way that there's no divergent tech tree. Like, it's all the same for both players always, but yeah, I don't know. It has its charm, I would say.
Yeah, that's the I think that's the good way to put it.
Yes. When I can't exactly describe what I like about something, it's the go-to answer. It has its charm.
So Big Snips is pelting the opponent with miniguns to negligible effect.
I wouldn't
And
say
Shuka is
negligible.
about to have a plasma laser online.
It is kind of annoying. He destroyed some of his miniguns. Oh my god. Blue cannon. Such a beautiful sight. By blue I mean the foundation of cannon is blue, in blue stripes.
It's that cannon is exposed now.
Yes, and it may die. Maybe turbine block, please. Oh, because yeah, fuck.
Nope. I actually panned away from it, and because I thought it's going to survive after all. Well, nope.
And that's
So Big Snips was about to have a heavy weapon of their own. But Shuka shot that down.
That's very rough. It sets him. Oh, please catch that. The formation is also not cool.
There's some heavy deformation in that structure. A leaning tower.
I mean, this game does feel a bit like advanced old. Yeah, advanced old game would go. Like, I don't know. As I said, maybe I said it on last stream. I wasn't playing that far back yet. I started playing when Moonshot released shortly after. So I'm still like, I remember watching videos of Force, obviously. I watched a lot of them at some point, but still, I wasn't playing in these conditions that we see right now. Also, Pixnips, yes, is mine wiped. All mines got destroyed. Upgraded mines.
Yeah, indeed. I don't think there is a way out for Big Snips. Like, it's a way to get to victory. I mean, there is a single cannon in construction, but I doubt this is going to sway the game. Although it might actually destroy the batteries below the plasma laser. That could be catastrophic for Shuka.
Yeah, if both of them exploded, I think the plasma would die, and then the rest of this expansion would die too. Though Shuka has 2 lasers already under construction, so... I mean, 2 lasers at the bottom of his base, like in front of his course, so even if this...
Yeah, in the wood spam.
Oh, he's gonna be adding silo now? Okay. Oof.
And that's GG. Shuka wins round 1. As a reminder, this is best of 3.
Yeah, so there will be one more match.
At least one more.
I do hope we'll see some funny maps. As I said, some of the older maps that are kind of not very fun to play with I mean, primarily because of Bass House, like as I said, like Ice Cave. But also some of the maps that aren't played in competitive anymore, I think could be technically played today and they wouldn't be that bad, to be honest. Oh, we'll play Vanilla.
Yes, for now we are going to be playing the vanilla map.
I really want to see the Skylands, how other people will suffer on it.
Yeah, although that considering that neither Moonshot nor Tons of Guns are in play, there's at least that part of incompatibility not existing.
I assume it would turn into either a massive cannon stack or the nuke fest. That these are two options on that map. Oh, never mind. I keep forgetting. Now there is only heavy tech, so it would be both cannons and lasers.
You know what's technically possible? I think that it's actually viable to play shock and awe and throw a barrel into that middle structure.
Oh, you mean? Oh, you said yeah. If we are still talking about Skylands, then I guess yeah. I mean, it wasn't played competitively a long time now, but it may be a strategy to go for.
Okay, teams have swapped. Should I say sides have swapped? We have Big Snips playing on the left side with Pinch Fist.
And Shuka with Spook on the right side.
Pinch Fist is unsurprising, because it is a popular choice, thanks to the extra resource head start that you get from Pinch Fist. And especially in these conditions, Pinch Fist is good, since without buzzsaws you can afford to sell all of the armor. You can greed with impunity.
No new crash. Truly sad times we live in.
So this is going to be full eco.
Yes.
This mine is still exposed. This is painful.
Yeah, that's a pretty substantial setback.
Even though Big Snips is playing as Pinch Fist, Shuka is still ahead in build order. And didn't even sell any armor. Just bizarre. I mean, Big Snips is up a windmill. That's about it. I wonder if either of the players is going to be going for an early aggression, or is it going to be just heavy weapons. Also, I'm curious to see if any of the players is going to end up building both a cannon and a plasma laser.
Yeah, I think it's very likely, especially in the later games between Ryabzik and Alexander. I suspect they will build both at the same time, at some point at least.
Okay, right now both players are on pace. Both Shuka and Big Snips have just placed their heavy weapons tech. Shuka is building an AP sniper, presumably to hit the reactor, which Big Snips is preparing for. So no idea what this AP sniper might be used for at this point. We have mortars being built in Woodspan, which Shuka should be aware of, since Shuka is playing Spook again.
Like the sneaky mortars. Yeah, unfortunately, he sees them.
Yeah, Shuka is defending against the
They
mortars.
won't be that sneaky anymore. So they're very funny looking defense.
Curious to know if Shuka is going to decide to snipe those mortars, because he does have an AP sniper.
Does he have an angle though? Yeah,
The
he
answer
does.
is yes. So much for those mortars.
Yep.
Yeah, Big Snips is backing out of this. Abandon the plan. Doesn't even get to sell the last mortar. Yeah, so that's a painful setback. That's a couple hundred metal lost.
I mean, still Pixnips isn't that far in build order, that far back, I mean.
Yeah, I think it's pretty balanced. Shuka is going to be playing with lasers. So we have
And
lasers
Pixnips-
versus cannons.
So remember, they can always add the other weapon as well.
Yes, exactly, and I hope this is going to happen at some point.
That also fixes for lasers. It's good in a way that they aren't hard countered by shields that much, because they have anti-shield weapon in the same tech anyway.
Indeed, you can't just cover yourself with shields and call it a day, since the same exact tech allows you to build cannons to remove the shields.
Yep. Three plasmas already, man.
Yeah, that's a slow, heavy eco build order for you.
And no fire beam. Which is obviously he cannot build fire beams, but it's just goofy to
Just
see it.
plasma
like this.
laser spam.
Yes, it's weird to see no fire beams with those plasmas, but
I mean, honestly, the recent meta is such that it's not really an uncommon sight even today. People are going pure plasma lasers, most often with Armordillo, from what I could see.
you usually see at least one fire beam.
Okay, that was a dangerous wobble.
Like, the most bizarre part of it all are blue cannons.
Indeed, since there are no tons of guns, and cannons are built with the same tech as lasers, they also have blue striped platforms, just like lasers.
And Pixnips could use one plasma just for like maybe anti-door snipe or just door snipe potential.
Yeah, just keep one weapon off cooldown to potentially door snipe the opponent. Instead they're going to try to dig through the doors.
You know, Shuka is building big door lasers, which is... yeah, it's gonna cost him a lot to repair those. Oh, almost door snipe.
We had a door snipe attempt, unsuccessful. Yeah, Shuka is going to be... Yeah, this is going to be a problem for Shuka. The full-sized doors are going to be expensive to repair. Although it's offset a bit by the fact that Shuka is playing Spook. So the active ability on Spook is quite powerful in terms of eco.
But still, he clearly struggles with meta already.
It just spams the repair key.
Yes, he should be building. Maybe, I don't know. I would already start placing some wood there.
Oh, okay, that is devastating.
And that's a huge play, but he should be trying to protect those more.
Well, Pigsnips is unable to fire because they're out of energy at the moment.
Remember, it's his pitch fist.
Yes, which cuts the fire cost in half, which...
He could
Pigsnips-
fire right now.
Yeah,
Both of-
does
yeah, he does.
indeed fire right now. Yeah, that's one problem with trying to door snipe with lasers in this position, since the knockback from cannon shots is making the whole structure to wobble, making it impossible for the lasers to concentrate. They just sweep the entire height of the weapons platform. That middle plasma laser is... okay, it's covered by wood. So yeah, Shuka is indeed struggling for metal to the point that they've completely walled off one of the lasers temporarily. Just to not have to pay the full cost of repairing the doors.
Also, he's missing one mine. Did
Yeah.
he sell that in order to like build a missile here, or am I hallucinating? Oh,
That's
nice.
just devastating. This is game ending.
Wait, but oh, never mind. Oh, okay, he did sell that on purpose. For a second, I thought he just didn't build. No, he definitely did build all mines. And just
Big
placed
Snips
mines.
concedes.
Yep.
Shuka wins 2-0.
So the third place is Shuka officially. And now off to the finals.
We are moving into the finals, and we have Alexander versus Ryabzik.
Yeah, maybe we should play on. No, don't put. Oh, go to stalactites. I proposed spirals on as a joke. Don't.
This is going to be on stalactites. The finals are going to be best of 5.
Yeah. On stalactites first round.
Alright, ready up, Alex. We have Alexander on the left-hand side playing Armordillo. We have Zik on the right also playing Armordillo. We have a mirror match.
Yeah.
On stalactites.
This... I was about to say about something about rackets, but yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to tell you, but not this time. We don't have rockets in play. We're back
And
into the
no-
times where rockets were not invented yet.
And no new crash too. Tragic, truly tragic.
I mean, you can place nukes in a classic spot, like below the mines.
Yeah, but they didn't. They did not, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is one of the maps that went through a lot of changes over the years, because quite recently they removed part of the foundation places in the cave, so you can place like five silos in the ceiling of the cave and portal them out, which is not really relevant in this situation since there are no portals anyway. But an earlier change was because initially this map started with a minigun in front of the reactor instead of the basic machine gun.
Yeah, this I remember. It was... I mean, it didn't... At first, when I came back to Forza, I didn't notice the lack of it. Something was not right, but I couldn't exactly tell what. But yeah, the minigun, the static minigun on stalactites, it was only present in the 1v1 version of it, if I remember correctly. Or maybe stalactites 4v4 also had it.
Wouldn't be able to tell you, because
Yeah.
by the time I've started playing, this map was already without the minigun.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to remember. I think all stalactites map had the starting minigun. I think, yeah.
You can still find some of the workshop maps utilizing the stalactites base design, which still have the minigun, because they haven't been updated since.
Yeah.
There's actually a Moonshot version, but someone made a Moonshot variant of stalactites on the workshop, and that one still has a minigun. So, an oldie.
It was, yeah, it basically turns early game to, it made early game more annoying, because you always, back then, at least when I played ranked, I remember the back turbines weren't, yeah, there weren't back turbines yet, like we didn't do back. So
that was times still before the techniques we know from today. They were still not popularized, so to say. So nobody was building back turbines, nor stability tech. So you had to start out with windmills out in the open below the reactor, which
you have to. Yeah, you had to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you had. I just wanted to say you had to cover them with either sandbags, which obviously miniguns destroy them easier, or a whole ass shield. Both options they were kind of annoying. Just
yeah. With a bit of delay, Ryabzik seems to decided to emulate that experience by placing a minigun of their own. Forcing Alexander to sell the exposed windmill. Other than that, not much impact.
Alexander going for cannon stack. And Ryabzik lasers. Oh, never mind, also cannon stack. I was hallucinating, I thought this box was smaller. Never mind. But yeah, Ryabzik has a faster build order.
Faster build order despite being able to afford a minigun. Something to note is that Alexander has a lot more wood spam early on, so that was a factor.
Yep. Because you don't have to worry about Bass South nor EMP. And Ryabzik realized that there isn't really much that can hurt him early on.
Yeah.
Because he clearly sees that Alexander isn't going for nukes. I mean, silos. And he also clearly sees he isn't going for mortars either, so...
So
He
it feels like Alexander is falling victim a little bit to the muscle memory. Still playing as if Moonshot was enabled.
Yes. Though he isn't that far behind. Ryabzik will have his weapons a bit faster, but not that much faster.
Ryabzik will definitely be the first one to fire.
Yes, but Alexander is defended properly.
Yes, you could say defended too much. Because this is actually going to be slowing Alexander down. I guess better be safe than sorry.
Yeah, he plays it very safe.
Looks like Ryabzik is about to fire. Placing doors.
Ryabzik also, I guess, doesn't even cover the top part of the base that much because he knows that these cannons from Alexander don't have an angle.
I think they actually do.
No, they
Look,
don't.
they are actually a bit pointed upwards.
Maybe maybe, but I don't think.
I'm pretty sure they have an angle at least at the stability tech slot, like that spot below the mines.
Maybe they do have.
I would be willing to bet that they can even hit the mines.
Oh no, I don't think so. I don't think they could hit the mines. Alexander defended with sandbag. That might have kept him alive. I don't know. No, I don't think this cannon would have died anyway, but it saved him resources that he would have spent if he had to repair that cannon.
Ryabzik is preemptively covering his cannons with sandbags.
Good sandbag defense.
Since both players are playing Armordillo, they are going to be mitigating most of that damage with the active ability, as we can see, which grants a 50% discount for all repairs. So this is going to be a slow game.
I mean slow. I don't know. Depends how fast door snipe happens. Obviously, it's hard for intentional door snipe, but someone may open the doors in the wrong moment. And...
Yeah, about door snipe. Keep in mind they are both armordillo,
Yeah,
so
but
it's not that easy for a door snipe to happen. You
as I said,
not intentionally. Yeah, I know. Like
Yeah.
someone have to open the door by accident, like they're going at the moment where coincidentally the opponent fires the cannon. So it's going to be pretty random whatever happens. Oh, this actually dealt splash damage on the reactor. Yeah, but other than that, other than the potential for the snipes, both players seem to be in a stalemate.
And Ryabzik spreads those cannons a bit.
Yeah, Ryabzik seems to have some stability issues with a bunch of strats blinking. Okay, Alexander decided to switch targets and dealt some serious damage by punching through the defense, destroying a couple batteries, and painfully damaging the reactor. 43% health.
Yeah, but stability preserved. Always
Yeah, so you managed to solve at least that problem for Ryabzik.
And Alexander, sneaky plasma. This time it is actually sneaky because there is no spook on the side of the match.
Question is whether that plasma laser is going to manage to build and be in play until Ryabzik dies. Because Ryabzik's situation is looking pretty grim. Actually, not that much. Yeah, no,
he's on the back foot, but he's not like.
It's not the death spiral yet.
Yeah, he still has 3 cannons, and he still has eco.
So yeah, after all, we did manage to get in a situation where someone built both cannons and lasers. Or singular laser.
Oof. Okay,
that actually dug through and hit the cannon directly.
That was nice aim from Ryabzik.
Okay, Alexander is attempting that trick
Holy
again.
moly, you were right.
Yeah, this
never
actually
mind.
can reach the mines, at least the lower 2 cannons.
Yeah, he can't reach the mines, he can just reach very close to them. He can almost reach mines.
What's interesting is that both players also have access to an ability that shows the doors of the opponent. That's what active ability on Armadillo does. So it's a little bit like Spook, just for the doors only. So I wonder if they are going to try to take advantage of that to door snipe the opponent.
Alexander may with his plasma. I don't think Ryabzik expects this plasma to... From his perspective, it doesn't look like there's plasma there.
Yeah, there are no giveaways. I mean, actually, while the ability is active,
Oh yeah,
he
you're
can
right.
see the doors inside the wood spam.
Now he can actually see it.
The only question is whether he actually is looking there to notice it.
He may think it's another cannon placed in there. Technically. Also, yeah, this plasma has like an... Oh, never mind, not anymore.
He is going to try to headshot the cannon from the top.
I wanted to say that, but now it's protected.
I mean, he can still remove those sandbags with a cannon shot. Alright, let's see. Can he nail the combo? He is building additional doors on the plasma laser. Is he going to follow up with the laser? One strat was not converted. That's what it is. He tried to door snipe.
And almost succeeded.
Yeah, if only Ryabzik decided to not stagger for a bit, that would have been the end of it. Look at how the repair icons are blinking. Players are spamming the repair key. but out of metal. Yeah. So that's exactly what I was talking about. Alexander is trying to hit that angle to hit the cannon from the top, which is possible if Ryabzik doesn't replace the sandbags there, or if Alexander can somehow remove them with the well-aimed cannon shot. Alexander also has a sniper. Not that there's a lot to snipe.
Probably just in case cannon stays open and he used
Yeah. If it just so happens to deal enough damage to destroy all doors. It's just to finish off a cannon.
Ryabzik maybe will be doing something good.
Interestingly though, Ryabzik is winning right now.
Oh, he's building double sniper. He will be... No.
So much for the Devil Sniper.
He can always replace them snipers and that expensive. Though...
Well, it is 100 metal.
I think Ryabzik needs to save for another cannon. Or laser too. Actually, low laser. You know, there are no vassals. He could technically build very low and place laser there.
Indeed.
So he would have angle at Alexander's cannons, maybe.
Yeah, although that trick doesn't really work well without Phantom, since once you build a dangle like that to place a weapon low enough for it to work, it's going to be obvious what it's for.
I mean, I guess in this case it's... Yeah, it wouldn't do much because this laser would be useless, I guess, for some...
Ryabzik is still in the lead when it comes to damage. It's 151,000 versus Alexander's 118,000. So if it goes to time, Ryabzik wins, despite having a damaged reactor. Right now, I think we're back to a stalemate. Trying to go for that door snipe.
I don't know, I think he should try to just fire all three cannons in quick succession and then try to finish off with laser. I think that would work better for him. Laser would go through much easier with all those the bracing being splashed and sandbags removed. I don't know. I think I would do that.
Alexander saved up for a fourth cannon. That might actually decide the game, although he doesn't have a whole lot of time to do that. He tried to cut off... Okay, he managed to cut off Ryabzik. Nailed the combo, removed the opponent. Alexander wins.
Yes.
And for the next round, we are back to vanilla. Not wasting any time, immediately moving into the next round.
Overdrive.
The sides have changed. Now we have Ryabzik on the left-hand side. Again, we have Pinch Fist on the left. Versus
Ryabzik.
Alexander with Overdrive.
I think it's, yeah, depends on what will happen. But unless Ryabzik is going for some funny rush, I think Alexander has an advantage. I mean, yeah, he has that. Overdrive is better than Pinch Fist.
Normally, yes, but remember that since there are no Vussos, Ryabzik is free to sell all of the armor, so that might actually change it, change things a little bit. You see that Ryabzik already has all mines placed.
His build order still will be faster, but late game is another thing.
Opens with the workshop, which is unsurprising
It's
since this is the
just-
only option.
Yeah, like I'm about to say, okay, he opens with this, he's probably going to go for this and this, but then I realized it's like pointless to say that because it's all
Yeah.
the same.
Like, Ryabzik is opening of the workshop, which means he is going to go for anything really.
Maybe he will go for mortars. Maybe.
Alexander is opening with the upgrade center, which is unsurprising since this is the standard option for Overdrive, since upgrade center unlocks the second tier technology like a workshop would. Scouting with the sniper. Ryabzik also has a sniper. Alex to do nothing with it yet.
He builds it to be a threat, I guess, so Alexander doesn't try to snipe his turbines, but... Or at least he does, so he doesn't feel so comfortable doing that.
Despite Ryabzik being way ahead in the technology race, both players placed their factory literally at the same time. Which is because Alexander could skip the first tier tech, thanks to being Overdrive. So Ryabzik is at a workshop, so he technically has access to mortars. But aside from that, that's the only difference. And at this point, Alexander is going to inch his way ahead, thanks to the faster upgrades that Overdrive grants. AP Sniper is on the field, attempting to remove Alexander's sniper, which is no longer there.
Ryabzik with bait mortar. He's probably... He'll be trying to bait out gunners from Alexander. Or just annoy him a bit with this single... Oh, 2 mortars now.
Well, it is actually a legitimate harassment on vanilla. Even a single mortar can slow down the opponent. It's like an EMP. Although not even in like if it scores accurate hits, it might even do as much damage as an EMP can. But he is building 2 mortars. And a machine gun. I presume is going to be upgraded to minigun. Or maybe it's just a precaution in case Alexander builds mortars of his own. That machine gun didn't even try to shoot down the incoming mortar. A turbine has Oh, okay, that's a painful hit.
This is paid gunner. He couldn't shoot enough. He couldn't shoot down anything. Nah, Alexander has some bad gunner RNG.
Already got 20 health knocked off his core. Unfortunately, Ryabzik managed to... all he did is just charge Alexander's ability, which gave him a massive amount of eco with this.
Yeah, I guess there is that, but I mean, he does deform his base and he makes
Yeah.
Alexander, I guess, panic a bit. I don't know. He has to alter his base design because of it. I think Ryabzik is still getting value from this.
Absolutely, this is dangerous amount of damage that he's dealing.
And now this cannon has some bad angle, I think, or at least I mean maybe not bad, but worse. It's not as angled as it was supposed to be. And Ryabzik is yeah.
Again, charge the ability. That's a bit another bout of eco that's going into Alexander's account. Yeah, that's the problem with attacking overdrive with area aggression. If you're not doing any like this decisively critical damage, all you're doing is one could say deal negative damage in terms of eco.
But in the end, it paid out for Ryabzik anyway. Look, he won the cannon race in the sense that he has more of them quicker.
The problem is that those cannons are not yet only just being protected right now, and Alexander is about to have his own cannon online, and it's actually even exposed. He's going to be able to fire it immediately.
Oof! Right as shield finished.
I think it actually managed to, like I thought I was going to say that it's actually managed to fire under the shield, but it wouldn't cut down the whole row of turbines, I think.
That's massive hit. Really rough for Ryabzik.
Yeah, he is pinch fist though, so he can use the active ability to still be able to fire, since it
Yes.
cuts the firing cost in half.
He can fire those two cannons already. Now he tries to go for back turbines, I guess. He tried to do that.
Yeah, very well played by Alexander. He deliberately didn't place any doors, left the cannon completely exposed just so he can fire as soon as possible, as soon as it's finished constructing. So he's going to be the first now to deal the suppression. Ryabzik still doesn't have his cannons exposed in any way. He doesn't have any doors, so
Yeah,
he
he's-
still cannot return fire.
I mean, he doesn't have any metal there, so it doesn't cost him that much to repair, and he's getting his setup ready. He does have 4 cannons against Alexander's only 3. This time, I think I think it's very important to have 4 cannons in the cannon stack, but just you have. Yeah, at this point you have so much more pressure. I mean, so much more potential to actually deal critical damage. I really think it's. Yeah, it's good that Ryabzik kind of greeded the last cannon, because I think it will make him much more it makes him much more likely to win. Yeah, Alexander is getting his another cannon only right now, but as it is right now, Ryabzik will have potential to kill off Alexander.
There was a door snipe attempt, unsuccessful.
Oh,
Okay,
never mind.
so
Man,
Alexander managed to even the odds by destroying the 4th cannon.
that's really rough. Poor Ryabzik.
So, in terms of eco, it's hard to tell who is going to be in the lead, because every time Alexander gets his ability charged, he's getting double resource production temporarily while it lasts. On the other hand, Ryabzik has a passive, slightly increased eco production. So it all depends on how often Alexander gets to use his active ability. which might be even like evened out in the long run.
Unfortunately, the cannon have died. Yes, set back Ryabzyk a lot. Now Alexander is outscaling him with another cannon. And better late game commander.
Yeah, Alexander doing Alexander things by just casually building 5 cannons in his column. Ryabzyk is rebuilding his workshop, which I believe he sold. So presumably he's going to add mortars at some point.
Alexander still has AA there. But his last cannon doesn't have angle up top.
I was just going to say that Alexander does have anti-air, although that didn't work out for him very well earlier. Both players elected to not replace the windmills below the cannons, since with so many cannons on both sides, it's not worth replacing the shields, and unfeasible to add enough to stop all those shots. Alexander is selling that bottom cannon.
Yeah, I guess it had really bad angle.
The doors
But
were too deformed.
Yeah, I don't think it had angle on anything, but I still think it might have been good to keep it. I don't know. I would probably still keep it and just refire it. To do some eco damage. But I guess he wants to allocate that energy somewhere else.
Ryabzyk is going for the kill. Almost managed to destroy the reactor. Caused some heavy damage, at least. Alexander is trying to prevent the repeat of that by adding some armor. He has some gap in front of the reactor. There's only background there. I don't think he can actually replace that. With so many struts blocking it.
These sandbags probably aren't going to block it very well.
That last barrage managed to actually expose the top cannon. Dug all the way through. Right, let's see.
Oof.
Another shot splashing very close to the reactor.
Yeah,
The fourth shot missing.
That was close. The fourth shot, if it went a bit lower, I think it would kill Alexander.
Again, the top reactor almost exposed. There was just one strut left protecting it.
The Ryabzyk has laser now. Maybe he will try to kill mines.
Yeah, again, like this time it's Ryabzyk with the sneaky laser.
No, never mind.
Trying to undershot the reactor. Sorry, the cannon reactor.
Yeah, but again, I think they should shoot laser. I mean, either to door snipe, obviously, but after the cannons hit. As a finisher, I think it would work better. Man.
Right. This time, Alexander managed to line up all the shots perfectly, precisely, into the same spot, punching through the defense and destroying the fourth cannon. And the last shot even managed to directly hit the remaining top cannon. There was another attempt to undershoot the bottom cannon for Alexander. You really cannot sustain this amount of damage incoming with any amount of eco. Either Ryabzyk manages to find some spot to deal catastrophic damage or door snipe the opponent, or he's going to lose. Again, going for that spot, but there's nothing vulnerable there. Rabzik is covering his cannons with a beach of sand. Look at that, the whole structure holding up the doors is collapsing in the foaming. The background bracing is dying from all that splash damage.
With 5 cannons, background bracing starts to die consistently.
So even when those cannons survive, every single barrage is going to ruin the angles progressively. Rabzik is even selling one of the cannons. He knows that it is only a liability. He cannot afford to defend them all.
Alexander actually has an AP sniper for that plasma.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the end of that plasma, or unless he blocks this with a turbine. There is still a tiny gap below the turbine, since the laser is angled upwards. I think Alexander knows that. Rabzik trying to desperately mitigate the incoming damage with sandbags.
Coming up with the mortars, maybe they will actually. They can potentially catch Alexander off guard. He doesn't have any AA anymore. Maybe if he hit those in one spot at this like middle cannon and then follow up with 2 cannon shots of his own and plasma, he may potentially... No!
He's not going to wait for that.
No, I was... Yeah, he needs to wait. Like, if he converges...
nice cannon anti-air.
Then I think he could have won that if those 3 mortars hit one spot and then he fires everything there.
He knows that. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
No.
I don't know if this was deliberate or did he just happened to frantically fire the cannon.
It might have been deliberate. It might be deliberate.
Alright, so much for those mortars. Alexander has anti-air online. And just wanted to point out that these mortars are a single cannon shot away from getting completely wiped out. And Rabzik knows that, he's selling them.
Ay.
Well, there was an attempt.
Yeah, I think it was close. If he waited and converged everything the first volley, it could have worked.
Rabzik is placing a plasma laser in the wood spam, although I'm not sure. I don't think this is going to build in time to make any difference. He's trying for a door snipe, unsuccessfully.
It won't, because there's only a minute left in the
Exactly,
match.
yeah. It's not going to build in time to make any difference because of the time limit.
Which is unfortunate. He still has a chance for a comeback.
Well, he's not that far behind in damage, but I have no idea what he would have to do to deal 20,000 damage to even it out.
Yeah, he would have to count on just destroying Alexander's weapons by, as I said, converging all these shots, I guess.
He managed to block the AP sniper shots like a frame. That was a single frame away from being too late.
I mean, Ryabzik's playing very well. But he had some like unfortunate upsets in this game.
Counter door sniped.
The loss of the first cannon was rough.
Alexander wins 2-0.
Yeah, I didn't predict that. I really thought, yeah, I thought Ryabzik was going to take this tournament, honestly.
I mean, this is best of 5, so there's going to be at
Oh,
least
wait,
one more
really?
game.
Man, for some reason I thought it's best of 3.
Yeah, no, it's best of 5, so this is going to be a match point for Alexander, but Ryabzik can still win this if he manages to score a victory 3 times, which is a tall ask, to be honest.
Yeah. But it is possible.
And seems we are going back to Desert Ruins.
I really would like them to actually play on some old maps since we already had Ice Cave, but I'm not going to suggest that again. I don't want to.
I'm going to do a little bit of upset on chat by suggesting Skylands.
No Skylands. Man.
The
A lot of desert ruins
teams
in
have
Spain.
swapped again. We have Alexander on the left and Ryabzik on the right. And this time it's Ryabzik playing Overdrive, whereas Alexander switched to a offensive commander and is playing Hurricane.
I really hope to see Seep nukes on that map.
Yeah, such is not the case this time.
Okay, because remember, there is no flag, so it is. Yeah, it's kind of easier, I guess, to. He could just make some minigunners and I guess. Never mind. Maybe I'm just hallucinating, but I think it might.
No, you're right. You're right. I think that would be a legitimate strategy. Because yeah, there is no flag, so one would have to rely on a wall of machine guns, which in itself is a kind of defense that's difficult to maintain.
That's why maybe the Seep with. Yeah, because Seep could have basically 5 mines, 3 silos on that map. 1 silo up top, and then 2 silos up the bottom, with 2 mines
indeed.
still intact. Because yes, again, Seep can have 2 mines and 2 silos at the bottom expansion. On
Yes,
that map.
indeed. Interesting to see that both players are going for the same exact build order, down to a single step. Alexander went for an opening with an upgrade center, which is unusual. It's normal, predictable for Ryabzik since he's playing Overdrive, so he can skip the first tech, since upgrade center unlocks the second tech like a first tech would. But Alexander is also going for an upgrade center first. He did place workshop, but he is going to be slower than Ryabzik in getting weapons. But he will be faster in at least starting the upgrades. Ryabzik still has the advantage of the passive upgrade speed increase from Overdrive.
Yeah, Ryabzik has better commander.
I wouldn't say better. It's both of these commanders are very useful. I mean, Overdrive is quite powerful, thanks to that all of that eco advantage. But if Alexander plays this well...
Wait, Ryabzik is going for something funny. He actually,
Indeed.
if he masks it well, if he like upgrades 1 mine or something, I don't know, because Alexander can assume he upgrades like turbine? No, never mind. Now he should know.
He is too slow to react. I think... Actually, no. Now he's
Oh no.
sufficiently
Oh,
preparing.
that's so close. Okay, then guess mines.
He's going to... Yeah, he's going to harass the mines.
Maybe he can still get value from it. Alexander panics a bit.
Yeah, two
Yeah,
mines destroyed. That is
massive
huge.
value. Okay. He didn't kill him, but he got good value from it after all, and now he has map control. He keeps harassing Alexander. That's
He
like
didn't manage to eliminate Alexander outright, but yes, he managed to massively slow him down. While he himself is upgrading all of his stuff. He's at fully upgraded eco, sans a single mine. And almost finished building his second tech.
Yeah, he floats a bit for a while, but now he's gonna be placing his weapons soon.
Yeah, floating in this situation is something that's not unusual, since you have a lot of things to attend to in an attack like this. Still managed to place a cannon, while Alexander is still in the middle of rebuilding his eco. That was a beautiful play. And look at that, Yabzik did not sell his weapons. He downgraded the miniguns down to machine guns and AP sniper down to a sniper, which is one of the unique abilities that Overdrive has, downgrading the weapons and devices, if applicable. Although
generally, the play that Ryabzik did is perhaps like the only cool thing about Overdrive, to be honest. Like the commander is generally very boring, but
I wouldn't say so. I mean, the standard play when people are doing in meta, in the current meta, I would say, yeah, I find it pretty boring. It's just spam a ton of eco and go for a full eco and then just spam ton of heavy weapons. That's it. I hope we can at some point go back to the days where you would be incentivized to go for medium weapons like rockets, swarm missiles with Overdrive.
I hope one day I can still rush rockets with pinch as a viable strategy. An actual rush, not the like Temu rush that we have, Temu rushes that we have today.
Dranistian in the chat. Imagine not going mortars on stalactites when there is no busto enabled. Yeah, that's one of the possibilities. Usually that's a meme strat on stalactites, but since there are no bustos, that particular strat becomes quite powerful.
It is upsetting that I wish Dranistian was in these finals, because I just wanted to see what he would do with.
I said that before. Dranistian comes up with the most cooking up the strangest and the most entertaining strategies. He hates playing meta, from what it seems.
It's crazy that he does that in every game, not only for
And that he's so successful with it at the same time. Ryabzik is about to open fire with his 3 cannons. Alexander defends with sandbags.
Yeah, from what I see, Alexander defends his cannons better than Ryabzik. He actually makes multiple layers of wood spam.
I've noticed that what Alexander does, he's investing into defense much earlier than Ryabzik.
He's playing very safely with cannons.
Yeah, he's playing much more slower and methodical. Whereas Ryabzik is going for bold, aggressive plays, like the miniguns in the early game, he is doing like as little defense as possible, as little as he can get away with, just so he can fire earlier. Whereas Alexander is playing it very safe.
Yeah, like Ryabzik, I think, just played. I mean, he played better, I think, like in terms of getting to the cannon stack itself. Like he, especially there with this early aggro and all, I think he played it very well. It's just, I think he should put at least like he can't have only 2 layers of wood spam in front of those top cannons. I think he just needs to put 1 or 2 of these wooden layers more, and he would be fine, because besides that... Yeah, I know what... Yeah, I wanted to say he just picks the sandbags defense too early.
Ryabzik is in trouble, because he is getting... He's losing all of the defense in front of one of the cannons every time Alexander fires, because Alexander is Hurricane. So
But-
that is an extreme amount of DPS that he's putting out. Because remember,
But
every
then-
time the active ability fires, he's got double fire rate.
He really should have put more of wood spam in front of those cannons, but he has 4 of them, and
Okay,
yeah,
never
he
mind.
destroys. Yeah, but he did play that nice with this early aggro. Now it's GG.
Yeah, Alexander is in trouble.
But
Yes.
it was close at points. I really do think the one thing that made it close was the like very little defense in front of those cannons.
Right, so
obviously
Alexander is not giving up. He is calmly rebuilding his 2 lost mines. The problem is that at this point he has an offensive commander, so in this situation his commander is giving him nothing. Hurricane doesn't have any abilities.
Half a turbine from the reactor. He gets more.
He does, yeah, he does have increased energy production from the reactor, as well as decreased energy consumption from the upgraded mines. But excess energy is not what he needs at the moment.
Yeah, it's practically nothing in this situation, but I felt like, yeah, I just felt like I wanted to mention it.
Yeah, Hurricane is great commander where you have multiple heavy weapons firing non-stop when you are winning, but not the greatest commander where you are losing. Not a comeback commander by any chance.
Ooh, nice convergence shot.
Ryabzik is relentlessly focusing those lower mines, which is about the correct decision in my opinion. Though at this point, I think he has enough firepower to kill Alexander, or at least damage the reactor. Okay, I think he either noticed that there is a heavy weapon building there, or shifted targets to the upper mines. Which is not going to be easy, since this is a very narrow target. As you could see, multiple cannon shots went nowhere into the terrain.
At this point he could kill Alexander.
Yeah, at this point that would be the correct decision. Don't get fancy, just keep hammering the wood spam or keep focusing the lower mines. That plasma laser is unlikely to be of any substantial threat. Especially with doors like this, it's going to be... they have an angle on almost nothing.
Is Ryabzik going to place... Oh, never mind. For a second I thought maybe he's gonna place some mortars there.
Or maybe this is going to be Like the trick you've been talking about during the stalactites match. Yeah,
the
exactly.
laser.
It's going to be laser from below.
But if he had tech, he could put the mortars there.
And you know, this is a very risky spot because you know it always can get cut off by a boss. So what is he doing? Oh wait, there is no boss cells because there is no moonshot.
Yeah, I really think they could have made some goofy plays with like weapon angles, because almost all of these matches were basically they looked like a gentleman's agreement to just build cannon stack walls in front of each other, but they could have like built them in spaces, like adapt to where opponent builds his cannon stack, so you can have better angles on his cannon stack, but he doesn't have angle on your weapons.
Yeah. Oh, that was scary.
Yeah, very close.
Rapzik decided to just stop messing around at this point. Just wants to finish off Alexander. One of the cannons over-penetrated and missed the reactor narrowly. Alexander is firing yet another warning shot with that plasma laser, just to declare that he has one, and nothing else.
He's going for that shot.
Yeah, I know. He wants to cut off Rapzik.
His only chance now. Because I don't think he has angle, or maybe he has angle to door snipe.
I don't think Rapzik is in any danger of this catastrophic shot happening. Yeah, and he's removing any remote possibility of that shot happening by placing an energy shield there, which Alexander can do nothing about in this situation.
Oh, that was nice replay.
Yeah, there goes the laser. There goes the reactor.
He sniped this laser.
Yeah, that was actually impressive. He managed to door snipe the laser through such narrow doors.
Yes.
Just pixel perfect shot. Very well played by Rapzik. Now it's 2-1 for Rapzik, so it's still a match point for Alexander. But if Rapzik wins just 2 more games, he will win this. He is 1 win away from making it even.
Maybe now we can actually see mortars in action.
Ah yes, we are going to Moorings. This is a quintessential mortar map.
Yeah, the prime mortar experience.
As a veteran from the old times of the game, can you tell us if this was always the case, that people go for mortars as often as they do nowadays on this map?
I mean, in the period where I played ranked, it was actually not that much. No, actually it was at the top level. It was almost never mortars actually. It was rockets or cannons, or eventually also nukes. People also went nukes on that map. But I personally always played rockets on there. Though to be clear, I played rockets on every single map except for Balls, Hillfort and Skylands.
Yeah,
I actually
the rocket main.
Yeah, or every other map I played the rockets. Always. So yeah, but I've seen other people play cannons on moorings a lot back then, and
also
also
an option.
Yeah, also nukes. Nukes behind. There were obviously no back turbines back then, so yeah, there was space for those two nukes to appear there. It was pretty popular, I think, but I don't know if I don't think it was that popular on higher ranks. I think it was like it was mainly rockets, at least from what I remember. Rockets, cannons.
Now in this match we have teams changed again. We have Ryabzik on the left side, changing to Spook this time. And this time it's Alexander playing Overdrive on the right hand side. Both players are going for full eco again. Pretty predictable build orders. Dronistian in the chat, in regards to the previous match, says that Eagle Eye minigunners on no Eagle Eye minigunners on Desert Ruins is disappointment, since they have more DPS than cannons.
Well. Guess he's entering a hot take competition from today.
I mean Dronistian has a point. It's like, look how much Ryabzik has achieved with normal minigunners alone. Like, imagine if those were Eagle Eye minigunners, he could keep firing them.
It's a surprise attack. Also, at some point in late game, these miniguns would just... I mean, depends, obviously. They played it very safe, but yeah, Eagle Eye miniguns are... It would actually be a cool comeback because they were somewhat, I think, they were somewhat popular at the beginnings of the game, but I'm not sure. You would have to ask someone who played at the early stages of this game, but I think Eagle Eye minigunners were actually pretty popular back then.
Yeah. I think everyone did it at some point when they were trying the game out.
I mean, I did it. I actually did it at the
I did as well.
At some point.
Used to be my favorite strat.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it because at some point I just started testing commanders, and it wasn't pure Eagle Eye miniguns. I built 3 of them or 4 and then transitioned into rockets right after, but
this is something that Dronistian does nowadays, and it actually works pretty well. It used to be a meme strat, but in the recent update, miniguns received a buff, and now they have a nasty damage multiplier against wood. So they are now a viable main weapon.
Also, unfortunately, I don't think we're seeing mortars.
Yeah, no. Alexander did place a couple machine guns, probably in anticipation of mortars, though they did not show up in the end. Ryabzik is just playing passively, going for eco upgrades while the factory is building.
Speaking of tournaments, I think it would be a very cool idea. It would be very cool to see a Tanya's mod tournament at some point. Because
yeah, although we did have a mod tournament quite recently, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but I would want the mod tournament that's actually played by good players, and like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the last mod tournament?
I think the last mod related tournament was actually focused on mod making rather than mod playing. So the games were just an exhibition.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, the good players actually played there, but it just... Yeah, I mean... I know.
No, wait, I'm actually talking nonsense. The last mod tournament was played for wins. It wasn't just exhibition matches, it was just that players were selecting the mods they want to play with. Also, that's a very interesting building style from Alexander. No idea what this front structure is for.
He's probably still suspecting mortars.
Yeah, he's still suspecting mortars. Which, now he is somewhat correct in this prediction, since there is a single mortar at Ryabzik's side. Although it would make more sense to place a bunch of sandbags there rather than a solid structure like this. Still, I can't blame him, because mortar hits. If a mortar hit sneaks its way inside, like where the gunners are here, it can be disastrous in this map. I've seen cases where a single barrage of mortars striking that spot would collapse the base entirely.
I mean, he definitely protects the most vulnerable spot, but there is one also kind of... No, actually, I don't think he... I think he's resistant, kind of resistant from catastrophic damage, from catastrophic mortar hits right now. It's just that it wasn't needed in the end.
Yeah, Rabzik already sold the mortar, so just after threatening the opponent, scaring him into building a bunch of gunners. It served its purpose, now he sells it. And now he is about to open fire with 3 cannons. Or at least one of them, since it's finished
Alexander
building.
again building a very large, building a large base as an opening.
Yeah, with a lot of dense defenses.
But this time he's still better on cannon timing because he is overdrive and Ryabzik is not.
And also Ryabzik invested into a mortar on the way.
On this map,
Alexander doesn't even have a workshop. He only has an upgrade center and a factory.
on this map also, actually, Spook's ability to steal energy, I think, will come in handy for Ryabzik, because there isn't much space for back turbines here.
Yeah, it is very limited. I mean, you still can build more back turbines behind the cannons, but building a stable platform for them is not an easy task. Since you cannot connect to the ground behind the reactors, that's grass. You can only connect ropes there. Trying to destroy the cannons, to dig through the defenses. Not quite. That didn't line up those shots quite well enough, but it was close. At this range, a lot depends on random spread of the cannon shots. God, that's a lot of sandbags. Alexander is paranoid about those cannon shots. Like, he's playing very defensively in most of these games.
In this situation, it doesn't look good for Ryabzik. I think Alexander outscaled him already because he is over and he has better defenses in place currently. And most importantly, more cannons. That's the most important part.
Question from a chatter. Does it have a reason to place those 2 gunners with a gap instead of just placing 3 gunners there? I'll answer that in a second, but just to mention, there was a cannon here, and now there isn't. It was a beautiful drop shot. This is why I like to build a little bit of material above the doors, just to prevent drop shots. People are just way too complacent and allowing that to happen. So if the question was regarding those 2 machine guns above the reactor in this overhang right here, yeah, like I was saying, you can place 3 machine guns there, but you are relying on not getting screwed by RNG, because there is still possible for a mortar barrage to get there despite a lot of anti-air. And yes, they do have a better angle when they are spaced. Ideally, you want to place your anti-air such that every single machine gun has a different angle, so they don't fire all at the same time. As that's a nice way to get them baited and overheated. Alright, so we are yet again in a game where there's just a cannon stack on both sides, and we are waiting for a door snipe.
And we see another sneaky plasma from Ryabzik. Two sneaky
Two of them.
Actually, if he may kill Alexander potentially, like at the bottom. Yeah, if he hits both of them simultaneously at the bottom of the base, he could potentially kill him. But he has to like not let Alexander know he has anything there at all. Like he would have to wait
Yes.
for second plasma to continue, I think.
Although this right here is pretty obvious. That's bottom plasma. There's nothing else you can put in that box in this situation.
I mean, I guess maybe one plasma can destroy this battery, the Alexander's battery at the very bottom. Yeah, it
Indeed,
can.
yeah.
Yep.
And that
But
was...
two of them would, I think, ensure that the background bracing behind is also all destroyed. It would probably collapse Alexander's base.
Yeah, if this died, this bottommost horizontal 3-long would get destroyed. I think that might collapse the whole base.
Now he definitely needs two plasmas to...
Yeah, okay, that was deadly.
Oh, a bit
That
low,
was dangerous.
a bit higher, and he would get battery and maybe mines and turbines of Alexander.
Alexander is about to have 5 cannons, so he is going to start killing Ryabzik's weapons. Good thing for Ryabzik is that those cannons have absolutely no way of threatening those lasers below, because there's no way they're going to have an angle there.
Oh, Ryabzik does a smart thing and tries to maybe harm Alexander in places where his stability might be lacking. So like try to destabilize his base maybe. Just collapse him. Though Alexander is fixing his stability issues, we can see he's like building metal in vulnerable positions and also just making it a bit more stable like that.
There is still a weak spot, yeah, right there, where Alexander just built armor. If Ryabzik decides to fire there, he can dig through with the cannons he has, especially when combined with plasma laser. Exactly, yeah, he heard me, I think.
Nice. Oh,
Out of energy.
This could potentially be.
This would be the game ender.
If the background bracing died from plasma. Also, Ryabzik can still try to do something at the bottom. If he hit the same spot with both plasmas. Could destroy this battery, maybe it would also potentially collapse Alexander. Because he's blinking, despite all this stability.
Yes, that's an armor strat, that's blinking. That is some serious overload. I think Ryabzik is panicking a little. He's spreading the shots into random places.
He might be
trying for a door snipe.
From this angle, it's not very likely. He had a good idea for a moment. He could. I mean, now Alexander defended that, but
yeah, he has energy shields in that vulnerable spot. I think Alexander is now firmly
Oh no,
in the
he's
lead.
selling tech. Ryabzik is selling tech, but I think it's because of stability issues.
I think it's he might be struggling for resources, and in this situation there is no way he's going to afford another heavy weapon, so he might as well just sell this tech anyway. I think he's trying for another door snipe with the plasma laser.
Now he can again make a mortar play, but
And Alexander is not suspecting that.
yeah, but now Alexander has better base that is better suited to defend against mortars. He can always spam sandbags on this background. Only other
Indeed.
place when they can land is, I guess, wind turbines, but it wouldn't be that nearly catastrophic enough to win Ryabzik game.
Alexander is giving Ryabzik stability issues of his own.
Yep.
And there we have the mortars.
Ah, yeah, he blocked most of. I mean, he didn't.
Yeah, I think Alexander can afford to just face tank this damage from the mortars.
No, he's already building runners. But
Yes,
no,
yeah,
wait.
because why not?
If Ryabzik converts shots there, wait. No, he shot it a bit higher. If he shot them lower, he could have damaged the dense wood spam. If he shoots a one more volley. Yes, he can actually potentially do something there. But oh, he armored all of his cannons.
I think Alexander noticed that those mortars are not protected in any way.
Good, he cut off this.
I think Alexander wanted to shoot down the mortars with the cannon, but they were coming from too high up.
Yeah. Okay, good. Ryabzik. Yeah, nice. He only. I
Right,
don't
so
think he has. He has a shit angle on those cannons. That's his problem. I mean, Ryabzik's. He cannot convert shots because of that.
there goes the mortars.
Yeah, but he still can maybe do something with lasers. No. Them. For a second, it was actually. It was actually intense for a second. Them.
Yeah, he did threaten Alexander for a moment.
Yeah, Ryabzik is staying in the game. Oh yeah, but the time limit, man. Oof.
And with that, Alexander seals the deal. Within one win, if Ryabzik doesn't defeat Alexander within 1 minute, that's going to be the end of the game. And I honestly don't see any way how Ryabzik can achieve that. With just 2 cannons and 2 plasma lasers, there are no spots in Alexander's defense where this can do serious damage.
Alexander is, I guess he's better at cannon stacking than Ryabzik is.
Yeah, Alexander is very good at cannon stacking. He has 6
Though
of them.
Ryabzik had some nice plays. Definitely.
I said this a few times
he's going
already.
for that.
Oh, okay, if that happened earlier and he could capitalize on it better, that maybe would have. Well, I wouldn't say that would have changed the outcome, but
Didn't destroy background, so yeah, it wouldn't change much.
and with that, Alexander wins the Legacy tournament.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I thought Ryabzik is going to win. I mean, after Julian got eliminated, of course.
Well, the
And-
matchup was pretty balanced.
And Ranistian got eliminated too. Yeah, and then also Dori got eliminated. My goat. Rest in peace. I am still upset that these phantom cannons didn't work. I mean, they kind of did, but not as well as they could have. Yeah, but yeah, Alexander played very well, obviously, too.
Everyone in the tournament played very well, in my opinion. Just some better than others. Obviously, Alexander played the best since he got to the finals.
Okay, this is the end.
Indeed. Thank you very much for watching, to everyone who is in the audience. I hope you will join us in the future for further events, because there will be more. And I'll see you next time. Have a nice evening.
Thank you for listening to our yapping. See ya.
Indeed. See ya.